Na, folytassuk is, ahol abba hagytuk. Mégpedig, mivel is. Jaj, meg kéne keresni ezt a szarbolygót. El a tején, na mindjárt beírom a keresőbe, hogy hol van. Ja, lehet pont ezt fogom csinálni. Végyen szemre nem tudok minden bolygót, hogy még rendszerben vannak. Bakker. Ela, Tania. Milky Way, Atticán, Beta, Hercules System. Na én is arra gondoltam, hogy pont ott van. Beta, Hercules. Igen, pont ide akartam menni következőnek, és akkor... Mindegy. Oké, felvétel megy. Mikrofont is visszakapcsoltam. Közben tartottam egy kis szünetet, ilyenkor mindenki kapcsol a mikrofont. Jó csekkolni ezeket. Eladtania. De bárkit hozhatok. Hozzam őket, mert nekik már biztos sok pontjuk van. El kell osztogatni szépen. Na és miért visszajöttünk ide? Igen, a törmeléket múltkor mérgemben nem fedeztem fel megint. Meg itt van egy kő is. De ide a rendellenességhez kell elvinni ezt a nyakláncot. Azért jöttünk most itt vissza. Kíváncsi vagyok, mennyi XP-t kapok majd érte, vagy pénzt, vagy valami. Jó, ezek a hegyek. Csúnyák nagyon. Itt van ez a nagy golyó. Bele kell rakni a nyakláncot. 939 XP. VTS gömb. Ez szépen, én már tudom ez mi, ez azt írja le, hogy a prótéának megfigyelték az emberiséget, mikor még ősemberek voltak, és egy sztorit ír le. Nagyjából ennyi. Ennyi. Egy ilyen kis érdekes sztori, meg egy kis XP-ül látom, más nem. Lefényképezzük? Felfedezést. Így, meg van örökítve. Akkor törmelék. Ó, ez a nagy batott hegy mögött lesz a törmelék, tuti. Jó, ha erre megyek. Nem akarok még lemenni oda. Tehát, hogy fent lesz a kő. Hát ez a kurva izé. Van olyan mód, ami ezt kiveszi, de nem akartam modolgatni a játékot, mert meg akartam nézni, mit... Tehát így naturba. Mit változtattak rajta a fejlesztők. Nem akartam modokkal kijavítgatni. És akkor ezzel a szondával szemben van egy kő. Emlékszek rá. Ez megmaradt az elmémben. Wow. Ez mi a franc volt? Várjatok egy picit, mert valami fura hangokat hallok itt a... nálam. Na, takarodj már. Ez a szél fúj ennyire? Mindjárt leszakad a tető. Aha. Rohadt nagy szél fújik most. Ojjoj. Ja, olyan furcsa volt. Remélem azért a tető megmarad. Inkább hó esne még több. Mint ilyen havas esős hasságok voltak mostanság. 7 fok van viszont, ami elég meleg. Arany. Hatalmas aranymező, ezt kár lett volna itt hagyni. Na, húzhatunk innen. Tudni volt egy gyors gomba arra, régi verzióban, hogy visszatérjek a Normandiára. És talán az N betű volt, az pont. De most valamiért az nem működik. Nem tudom miért. Ha várjátok, előbb meg kellene nézni a naplót, hogy mit évők legyünk magunkkal. Get érdekeltség, ez a fő küldetés. Próteán adatlemez, csata jelei. Csak ezeket a szarságokat kell összegyűjtögetni. Amit nem fogok szerintem. A csapat, ami én vagyok. Azt mondtam, hogy az emelés, meg a dobást akarom fejleszteni, igaz? Majd feloldom az emelést is. Meg a védőpajzsot mondtam még. Jó lenne kimaxolni. Eztet itt. Azon gondolkozok, beszélgetni kell a csapattal. Kicsit ápoljuk a lelki világukat nekik is. Beszéljünk Kédennel mondjuk.
Anything you need, Commander?
Taktikai becslésre van szükség.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Dr. Tassoni. Seems like a sweet girl. Easy on the eyes. I mean, if you like the bookish sort.
És így van.
Just remember, Lieutenant, I saw her first.
Only by a few seconds, sir.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at.
Nem akarok románcolni
You know about the story
Viarával, de ez
from
jó
the
volt.
council.
And what do they think?
They're on your side. They're pissed about the resistance we're getting, especially from our side. I'll have a better handle on all of it when my head stops hurting. Another L2 flare-up.
Ever thought about going back under the knife? Maybe get an upgrade?
No thanks, Commander. One slip and you can't remember your own name.
Jó, hát igen.
The L2s spike higher anyway. My abilities would drop with pain-free L3s. That'd be a cold day before I turn myself over to a Canadic subsidiary.
I haven't heard anything about Canadics in a while.
Yeah, they quietly disappeared. Broke up into a bunch of little corps after they botched the training on Jump Zero. After first contact, Canadics was set up to track Element Zero exposures and develop implants for humans. Once we had an embassy on the Citadel, Canadics could bring in experts instead of taking it slow.
The only experts would have to be aliens.
Dead on. Turians, actually. That's why Canadics kept it a
Pont
secret.
Turianokat,
They were
velük
afraid of what
voltunk
people
a
back home would think,
legrosszabbak.
asking the Turians for help when we just fought a war with them.
De nem a szárikat, pedig velük jobban lettünk volna.
The Asari would have been more acceptable than the Turians.
Yes, but the company didn't go through the Citadel. It would have made Earth look weak, so they discreetly hired some Turian
Úristen, de
mercenaries.
idióták voltunk.
Is there some reason we couldn't learn it on our own?
They didn't know where to start. Hell, it took a couple of years to even link biotics and Ezo. Forget trying to get the kids to move stuff. They had trouble just helping them not break their own limbs. And their choice of teachers didn't help much.
Rossz tanára volt.
Get your knuckles rapped a few times, Lieutenant?
Yeah, you could say that. Our instructor was a Turian by the name of Commander Vernus. A real hard-ass. He basically had a free pass to break us if it would turn out a decent biotic. Kind of spiraled from there, Commander.
Did he ever face charges for that?
He got his, yeah. But like everything
Megkaptam
else in
magát.
Jump Zero was under the table. The less said, the better. Anyway, this is ancient stuff. I walked it off a long time ago. I should get back to my duties, Commander. We're here to make history, not rehash it.
Jó volt azért ez a kis beszélgetés.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
Na, beszéljünk Liarával is. Próbáljuk visszafogni magunkat. Nem akarunk románcolni senkivel. Liarával vigyázni kell nagyon.
I get the
Ashley.
feeling you want to ask me something, Commander.
Maybe we could pick up where we left off. You were telling me about your interest in the Protheans.
Actually, I think I was
Ajaj,
talking about my
Liara az
interest
nagyon
in you
küldi.
and making a fool of myself in the process. As I said, I am not used to dealing with people, especially humans. I did not really know much about your species when we first met, Shepard. I found it hard to take humanity seriously. Your kind always seemed so rushed and high-strung.
We don't have the luxury of time. An Asari can live for 1,000 years. We're lucky if we hit 150.
155.
That is true. At first I thought that was a weakness of your species. After spending time with you and your crew, however, I think it may actually be an advantage. You humans are creatures of action. You pursue your goals with an almost indomitable determination. It is an admirable trait, but also an intimidating one.
You can't argue with results.
No, but there are consequences. Unfortunately, the rest of the galaxy sees humanity as a bully. You run over anyone who gets in your way. It is up to people like you to change their minds, Shepard.
Why me?
There is a reason the Council chose you to become a Spectre. They saw something special in you. The best of what humanity has to offer.
Mert én
I
vagyok a
looked into your
legjobb.
history. I know what you did on Torfin. I cannot even imagine how horrible that must have been, but
Eléggé.
you did what had to be done.
You didn't need to go behind my back. I would have told you whatever you wanted to know.
I apologize, Commander. After our last conversation, I was afraid I would say something stupid again. I wanted to know more about you. To understand what made you into the man you are.
Ajaj.
There is something compelling about you, Shepard.
You're interested in me because of my visions. You just want to know more about the Protheans.
I admit, your connection to the Protheans had something to do with my initial
Ajaj.
interest.
Jó,
But it
Liara
has
az
grown
nagyon
beyond
nyomul.
that. You intrigue me, Shepard. But I was not sure if it was appropriate to act on my feelings. I thought there might already be a relationship between you and Chief
Me?
Williams.
Mi? Ashley-vel még csak egyszer beszéltem el. Végigjátszás folyam. És különleges. Nem komoly. Mi? Semmi nincs köztünk Ashley-vel. Mi a franc ez?
Williams and I are just friends, nothing more.
My mistake, then. I am not as adept at understanding human relationships as I thought. But what about us, Shepard?
Ó, bakker.
Is there a mutual attraction, or was I wrong about that
Na,
too?
van normális Szeretném, ha barátok maradnánk. Ez tök jó.
I'm not interested in you in that way, Leo.
Hú, ez mondjuk elég durva.
This is very embarrassing for me, Commander.
Ez durva hangzott.
Please, let's talk
A
about
francban
something
már nem
else.
ugyanazt mondja, amit oda van írva. Hát ez olyan... mindegy, ez
I should
túlságos. Igaza van Liarának,
Goodbye,
ez ilyen... zavaró szöveg. Szeretném, ha barátok lennénk, az nem ugyanaz, hogy nem bózodom hozzád. Nagyon durván elutasítottuk szegény. Picsába. Hát de sajnos ez van. Nincs mit tenni. Ki tudja, lehet majd későbbiekben ez változik. Most nem tudok románcokra gondolni.
What do you want, Shepard?
Why
Beszélgessünk
did you
egyet.
become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Fejtsed ki.
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
Why not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
What happened?
I was betrayed. I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Turians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
What did you want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up, to stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
I take it the warlord didn't appreciate that.
No, he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes, a meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk. We met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to
Hollows.
remind us where we come from, and where we all go. It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence is forbidden.
It sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well, there are some laws that even we hold sacred.
Jared was your father?
He was, until that day. We talked, but we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal.
Ekkora
His men
seggfej.
left from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly.
Hú,
I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger
Ez
deep
az.
into my father's chest.
megérdemelte.
That is why I left, and that's why I'll never go back.
You must have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
No. Now that I have my family's armor again, there's nothing left for me.
So long,
Értem.
Rex.
Shepard.
Jól beszéltünk. Jó, Ashley-val is vigyázni kell, mert ő is...
Commander,
Mizu?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
not sure I buy Dr. Tassoni's story about her and her mom not talking. They're family, right?
Not everyone has a happy family life.
No, I guess not. Too bad those ruins got destroyed. I mean, they lasted thousands of years. That's impressive.
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
Sure. I was just watching some mail from home.
Oh, before I go, we saw Caden in a news vid about the Normandy. He's cute. Later, sis.
Let's pretend this never happened.
Are you interested in the lieutenant chief?
Of course not, sir. Fraternization is
Asszonyom.
against regulations. What's up? You didn't come by to eavesdrop on family mail.
Ö,
Your family seems to be important to you.
Yeah, we've always been close. Me and my sisters especially. With Dad on duty so much, I had to help Mom raise them.
Did your father serve with the fleet?
Yeah, took any crap posting he could get that offered space time. You know what? He worked his ass off trying to get recognized, but he never made it above serviceman 3rd class. He was real proud when I made Chief. First thing he did was salute.
What about your mother? You haven't mentioned her.
You must know what military wives are like. Strong because they have to be, able to raise kids while Dad's away on a 6-month cruise. She has a degree in planetary geology. She and Dad both wanted to see new worlds. She gave up her career to raise us, though.
You have more than one sister? Sounds like a big family.
Yeah, I'm the oldest, then Abby, then Lynn. Sarah's the youngest. She's still in high school. With 4 girls, Dad used to say he felt more outnumbered at home than on maneuvers.
Where did you grow up?
All over. We transferred a half a dozen times before I finished grade school. You go where personnel command sends you, right? I guess that's why I'm so tight with my sisters. We'd have to leave all our friends every 2 or 3 years.
After helping raise them, your sisters still talk to you? Amazing.
Things were tense between Sarah and me for a while. Then we bonded.
Sounds like your father wasn't around much. Wasn't your family stationed near him?
Dad always wanted to serve in space, but he wanted us to have real ground under our feet. He'd say, space is beautiful, but you can't raise a family there. I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I have enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone. For always roaming with a hungry heart, much have I seen and known, cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments.
Olvassa elsőt kuntat. Mi ez az? Tennyson.
I didn't know you liked classical literature.
Ulysses was my dad's favorite poem. Every time he shipped out, he recorded me reading it. He had a dozen versions when he retired.
Does he still like it?
I sure hope so. I read it to his grave every time I go home. Dad passed on a few years back. He's probably still watching, though.
Vigyázz magára.
I thought you said he was dead.
You know, from heaven, wherever that is. That's not a problem with you, is it?
Hát igazság szerint ez a legnagyobb hibája Ashleynek. Majd erre később fogok szerintem kitérni, miért. Tartsa meg magának. Maga fanatikus. Rákerül.
That depends on whether you have a problem with people who don't believe in God.
Commander, I'm not some kind of zealot. I believe in God. What everyone else believes is their business.
Okay.
I should get back to my duties. Didn't mean to take up so much of your time.
Okay.
Dismissed, Chief.
Sir.
Ebből majd később lesznek kisebb gondok.
Commander, good to see you.
Téged is jó látni, Garrus.
You've been with CSEC a while. Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
I'll bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist.
Aha,
I was sent
na
to
ez is egy
investigate.
küldetés lesz.
That case was a bit disturbing.
What happened? Why were you investigating them?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
You've seen this before on the Citadel?
Every so often, some lab sells unwanted parts through the black market, but they're not as bad as the psychos. I remember this one L-Corps diplomat we caught in my first year on the job. He was hacking people up and selling their organs. Had the station in a bit of a panic. But this case wasn't that clear-cut. Turns out there was more going on than we first realized.
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, was. The match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development, but there was nothing. No Salarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set. Somebody's making a killing out there.
What did you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
Good thinking. Lackeys are always easier to scare.
Exactly. Though in this case it paid off in a different way. One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
Ez beteg.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
I hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
Ugye elengedte.
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. He just used them to make more organs. But they wouldn't listen.
Idióták.
No wonder you hated it there. Those idiots just let him fly away.
Yes, they did. I went to Palin and told him what I thought of him and his policies. He said if I didn't like it, I could quit. Well, I almost did. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
A few casualties is a small price to pay to stop someone like that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, those hostages might be wishing they'd died by now anyway. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Salion?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart.
Dr. Hart.
Joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get anyone to check
Jada.
it out.
I'll check out the coordinates when I get a chance.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with
Jó
you when
vagy.
you go. If it's Salion, I'm gonna be there.
Kicsináljuk a szemétládát. Na, ezt fogjuk következőnek csinálni. Kibeszélünk Talival előtte. Nulladik elemmag.
Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
Good to see you smiling again, so to speak.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is. But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
Oké.
I should go.
See you later.
Na jó, most katok, szerintem akkor megcsináljuk ezt a Kárhusznak ezt a Dr. Hartot. Elmegyünk és kinyírjuk. Szerintem mindenkivel beszéltem, akivel kellett. Csinálok egy jó nagy mentést.